Fuck it.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Hey, mama. If you are a mom and are tired of the wash, rinse, repeat burnout cycle of motherhood, this podcast is for you. If you feel lonely and isolated in your motherhood journey, this podcast is for you. If you feel like you have completely lost your identity since your babies were born, this podcast is for you. If you feel like every other mom has it together except for you, this podcast is for you. My name is Amanda, and I'm a life coach dedicated to teaching every mom the tools she needs to liberate herself off the back burner. I am living proof that a woman can be present and loving to her kids while also being a whole-ass person outside of being that kid's mom. The secret? Learning when to say fuck it.
Hi, mamas, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to have a lazy mom Sunday. Like maybe have a cup of coffee, or what I do, a cup of hot chocolate, and just relax, and your kids will probably burn down the house because you refuse to get up.
Hey, Mom, where's the door?
Get out. Get out. And because you refuse to get up. So now let's get started.
All right, what are you doing?
Oh, we're podcasting.
You're podcasting?
Yeah, I'm going to have to edit this out now.
Funny. You're funny. Get out of my chair.
Like I said.
I have to podcast for real now, kid. I hope you all enjoyed that little intro by my daughter, Aria. She planned that out and was so excited. I was like, why not? I have no idea how it's going to sound. I haven't edited this together yet, obviously, because where did my voice go? Obviously, because I'm recording this now. And fun fact, I'm recording this on March 26th, Sunday, March 26th. Hey, Amanda, I thought your podcast is supposed to be released on Sundays. Why, yes, dear listener / viewer, it is, in fact, supposed to be released today. It will still be released today on Spotify and YouTube. All other streaming platforms, it will upload tomorrow, Monday, the 27th, and that's okay. That's just how it worked out this week. That's just life, right? In general, but especially as a mom. There were a few moments this week where I had a window of time where I could have gotten this recorded. But I set a goal for myself, for my business. And the thought that I have been carrying is, or really like the question that I've been carrying so as not to distract myself with other things that aren't relevant to my goal is, I lost it. That's great. It's a really great question, obviously. Oh, right. Is this serving my goal? So basically, like what I'm asking myself every day is, what can I do for my goal today? Instead of coming at my goal from like a needy perspective. And that's more just my mindset. But still, anyways, I'm not distracted. You're distracted. Yeah, so I just was like, okay, I could record my podcast right now in this hour window that I have, or I could reach out to potential clients on Instagram, or I could see if there's a networking event that I can be going to today or sometime this week. And I just chose those other things instead of recording this podcast and making sure that it was going to be on time, because in this short time frame right now, I have to stay focused on my goal. What is my goal, you ask? You didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyways, because it's fun. It's a really fun, sexy, exciting goal. I'm super excited about it. I am setting the goal of making $25K in 5 weeks. if you listened last week to my podcast, you might remember that I mentioned a goal of 10K in 10 days, 10 working days. And now it's jumped in just a week. Here's why. Because I was listening to a Stacey Bayman podcast where she was challenging her current students, like at the time of the podcast release, 25K in 5-week thing. And my brain was like, whoa, that is next level. Like, that's a lot of money in a very short period of time. But then, because I'm becoming aware of every time my brain is just like, whoa, that's way too big, or that's way too much, or I can't do it, or I don't know how to do it, of challenging those thoughts. And I did. So I did the math. I was like, okay, wait, that's 5K a week, which is the exact same thing that I am doing with the 10K in 10 days. Because I said 10 business days, which would be, drum roll please, 5K each week. Yet when my brain heard, and I had wrapped my brain around the 10K in 10 days, that's what I basically spent last week doing, is just like, I had already set the goal and I was really excited. And I was pumped and like totally in the energy of like, yeah, let's do it. And then last week was go time. It was the go time that I'd set for myself. And I was procrastinating, and I was like making up excuses as to why I couldn't really start last week or this week. It's this week. Today's Sunday. Today's technically the start of a new week though, depending on how you look at it. My brain always says Monday is the beginning of a week, but technically it is whatever. I think everybody's following me. If you're not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't, like, the time frame doesn't actually matter, and I'm going to stop babbling. But yeah, I found myself procrastinating and making up excuses as to why I couldn't start when I said I was going to start. Even though some of them were like legitimate in quotation, reasons. Like, I forgot that my daughter was having surgery. Not forgot, but like I wasn't thinking about her surgery in the planning of like, yeah, I'm going to set this goal for myself. And I also I was not really feeling fantastic health-wise. But I could have still, I could have still did stuff. I could have still given more. I could have still showed up more. I could have taken a shit ton more action. Those things, present or not present. And I didn't. And so I had to like take a step back and ask myself why. And it was because I just wasn't fully in the belief of the 10K in 10 days. But yeah, once I realized that, wow, 10K in 10 days and 25K in 5 weeks is the exact same goal. It's just one takes it like longer. Like, you just don't stop, right? Like the first one, you stop after 2 weeks, and the second one, you just keep going, which I was already preparing myself to do. I was like, okay, I'm going to make the 10K in 10 days just to like, get it started, get it going, get the momentum going. And then I got to keep going, because 10K is like, in the grand scheme of 4 fucking kids, nothing. But when I heard 25K in 5 weeks, my brain was crippled with anxiety and like, this is impossible. It's totally possible. Like, why not? That's what I've been working on for myself. And I have created a 5-day challenge that I'm going to be releasing. We're going to be starting it a week from Monday. So April 3rd, we are going to start the Burnout to Fuck It challenge. 5 days. I'm creating a private Facebook group for us all to meet in. We'll be meeting once a day, every day at noon Central Time. So that way it hopefully is like, it gets in everybody's sort of midline of their day. So that way you can take a lunch. You take your lunch with me. and a bunch of other fuck it moms, and you will get a lesson, like a lesson, something for you to think about doing, actions to take in your life to decrease your stress and to help you start to find yourself again. And also group coaching after I'm done talking to you guys. I'm so excited. It's going to be, I know it's only 5 days and you can only do so much. You can only accomplish so much in 5 days, but I got you guys. If you show up for this, I guarantee you're going to feel better. You're not going to feel like 1,000% better because it's only 5 days, but you're going to feel better and you're going to see the possibilities that you actually have to change your life now, to start living your life now, to not be so burned out and overwhelmed and stressed that you are constantly bickering with your partner and yelling at your kids and hating your job and just bitching and complaining all the time. Do you notice how much you bitch and complain? And I'm not accusing, okay, because we all do it. I've been there. But when you find yourself in a cycle of just constantly bitching and complaining about everything, you're burnt out. You might be showing up for work. You might still be showing up for your kids and making dinners and all the things, but you're burned out. Burned out doesn't have to just be severe depression that can't get up in the morning. Burnout is all around. Burnout is totally functioning, but hating life. I mean, that's my definition of burnout anyways. And that's what I'm here to help all of you beautiful moms with, so that you don't continue that way. But anyways, I hope you join me. It's a free challenge. I'm going to be making a landing page tonight or tomorrow morning, probably tomorrow morning, as it's already 4:14 p.m. on Sunday. But I'm so excited about it. I know it's going to be really transformational for you guys. And I'm just excited to start building a community. That's one of my long-term goals with Fuck It Mothering, is to build a community for moms, because isolation is one of the number one pain points that I hear from moms. And the one that I experience personally in my own motherhood journey is just, you're never alone, and yet you feel so alone, right? You are just surrounded by these tiny people, and, your partner, if you're partnered, maybe you go to work, or you work from home, or you just work in the home, because stay-at-home moms work harder than any of us. I can say that because I was a stay-at-home mom for almost a decade, and it's the hardest job that I have ever had. You're surrounded by people all day, and yet you feel so fucking lonely and so not seen at all. And yet people are constantly looking for you. The kids are always looking for you. Your partner's always looking for you. Everybody always needs you, but you don't feel seen. You don't feel heard, and you feel really lonely. I can help you with all of that. And I want to create a community where we can all band together and just lift each other up and encourage each other and be like, bitch, you're not alone. I'm here. I'm here for you. And this Burnout to Fuck It challenge is the beginning of that. It's the beginning of building a community of moms who are ready to say fuck it, who are ready to live their lives now for themselves, and who also want to build connections with each other. I really hope you all join me. It's going to be just a really fun time. Today, however, I'm here to talk to you guys about how to create a lazy Sunday morning for yourself, even if you're a single mom with 4 kids. Oddly specific example, I know. Because it's totally possible. And it just requires you saying, fuck it, to what you think you need in order to have a lazy Sunday. Because we always think that we have to fill the weekends doing all of the things we didn't get done during the week. All of the chores, all of the errands, prepping for the next week. And we're not allowed to sit down and just have a lazy day unless we accomplish those things. Like we have to earn it. We set up like a point system for ourselves, except it's a losing game because there's always more things to do. The to-do list never fucking ends, right? Like even if you have your most productive Saturday ever, there's still like 5 other things on the list. So the key to having a lazy Sunday is to just do it. And that sounds like the most useless advice ever, but hear me out. My tendency is to go ham on chores in the house on the weekends because it gets to like this level. And I know that like my background has basically looked the same every week. I'm always complaining about that mess, and yet it's still always there. We do actually reset it from time to time. And so that's what I like the weekends to be for, a reset of the house so that I won't lose my mind anymore, is what I tell myself, is what I tell the kids. Just like, I can't take it anymore. I will not be able to relax until we deal with the shit. But that's not true. It's not true because there have been so many times where we kicked ass in the house and it looks so much better. And I lay down that night exhausted because we literally cleaned all fucking day. And my brain is just thinking of all of the other things that I still need to do. If you're waiting for an external circumstance, I don't know why I always say external circumstance. They're all external. If you're waiting for a circumstance to make you happy, or you're waiting to give yourself permission to just rest and relax, you're never going to get to the day where you're happy or where you get to relax, because the circumstance is not what creates happiness. It's not what creates the peace inside that says, yes, Amanda, it's okay to rest today. Our thoughts create those feelings. Always, always. It doesn't matter what your house looks like. If you can't chill the fuck out in a messy house, you won't be able to chill the fuck out in a perfectly clean house. Your brain will think of something else that needs to be done because there's always something else that needs to be done. Maybe the house is fine, but the garage is a mess, or your car is a mess, or, I really should, do all these errands today then, since I don't have all this cleaning to do. Or, it's spring. Oh, I really need to get out in the garden. Gotta get out there and get it ready. Gotta get it ready. There's always shit to do. So and then we just go around bitching that we don't have enough time to rest. We just can never find the time and no one helps us out enough. So that's why we don't have time to just sit and read a book. Oh, I'd love to just sit and read a book if I had the time. You do have the time. You're just choosing not to sit and read the book. So, my lazy Sunday today started out yesterday, really. Last night, we watched a movie, and after the movie, what time was it? It was like 10 or 10:30 or something like that. I was really tired because I'm 100. And I was like, guys, let's go to bed so that I can go to bed and we can just, I need to sleep. My kids were not ready to go to bed. And it was a Saturday night. And finally, my oldest asked me, she's like, would you mind if we just stayed downstairs in the living room, just like hung out and then went to bed later? And I was like, honestly, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Do it. Just don't be loud and keep me up. Excuse me. I'm such a lady. My instinct was to say no, because that's always my instinct. And I catch myself. I try to catch myself now because I realize I say no all the time. Like I say no without even really thinking about their request first. Like, okay, let me think about this first. I'm like, no, it has to be this way because it is. But why? You know, they actually were fine. I only had to tell them like, hey, you guys are talking a little bit loud a couple of times, and like exactly 2 times. And then I laid down and I went to sleep. I woke up this morning and I was expecting all of them to be sprawled out in the living room, which kind of annoys me because I have like a very particular morning routine that involves me drinking my coffee on the couch with a book or my journal. But I want to be on the couch when I drink my coffee. I don't want to take my coffee back upstairs and be in my bed because I was just in my bed all night. I know I'm stupid, but that's me. That's what I like to do. Okay. And I was expecting them to be all sprawled out all over the living room, but they weren't. They had all taken themselves to bed on their own. What? Like, what is this life where my kids can put themselves to bed by themselves? Like, this is amazing. This is amazing. I don't actually have to be there, physically present, forcing them in their beds on the weekends. This is mind-blowing to me. So it started last night with just letting go that bit of control. And I just allowed that mindset to continue into this morning of letting go of control. So I went down to make my coffee and there were a bunch of dishes in the sink. And so I had my coffee and my breakfast and I woke up super sore. Like my fucking neck and my lower back were just not happy with me and how I slept last night, apparently. And I was just so sore. And I was like, I really need to do a yoga video to try to work some of this out. And my brain was like, okay, well, I should do the dishes first. So that way the dishwasher can be running while I'm doing the yoga. Because we do this all the time, right? This is why moms are so efficient. We're always thinking about the next step and what machine can be running while we're doing something else. So that way, like 2 or 3 things can happen all at the same time, right? Like if I had reloaded the dishwasher and then went upstairs and loaded the washing machine, started both of those, and then did my yoga, I would have been getting 3 different things done at the same time. But my body was hurting and it's fucking Sunday. There's technically no agenda except for whatever I set for myself. And I was like, bitch, stop it. Leave the fucking dishes, leave the fucking laundry, just do yoga. Do yoga now, because otherwise you might throw out your back bending over to get the dishes out of the dishwasher because you're not listening to your body. And then I would have just been pissed all day long. I would have been pissed and like stuck in victim mentality of like, see, this is what happens because I always have to do everything. Even though no one was asking me to do the dishes before my yoga, I was putting that on myself. So it starts with just letting go of trying to control everything, letting go of these thoughts of like, well, in order for me to truly relax, I will need the dishes to be done and the kitchen to be all cleaned up and the living room to be picked up and vacuumed. Otherwise, I just can't relax. Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm calling out your bullshit. That's not true. It's not true. Because if you have like a broken leg or something that would require you to sit your ass down, you would be forced to let go of all of that bullshit pretense and just fucking relax in the not perfect living room with the dishes in the sink and the table all sticky from dinner last night, right? And you would find a way to do it because you would have to. So stop putting your dissatisfaction of your life and your bitchiness on the fact that the house isn't perfectly clean. I know that that was a very strong statement. And I know that some of you are pretty pissed off at me right now, and that's fine. I'm here for it. Life coaches are here to call you out on your bullshit. Sometimes you will appreciate it, and sometimes you will not. Sometimes you will be mad at me, and I can take it. It's fine because it's for your own good. Let go of your control. Let go of what you think you need in order to relax, and just relax, because you'll feel a lot better if you just give yourself a day to be lazy. Laziness is not inherently bad. This is something that I am still working on believing myself. I have always been a very hard worker. I pride myself on showing up and doing the work and just fucking achieving. I'm a Capricorn. This is what I do. I climb mountains for breakfast, right? So the idea that laziness is just a thought really pissed me off the first time that I heard it. I was not happy. I was like, excuse me, that's bullshit. Laziness is a state of being for most of these assholes around me. Once I calmed my tits, which took a while, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm still working on this. I still catch myself struggling with someone or myself, just being too hard on myself because of the thought of laziness. I almost said feeling, but it's a thought. It's a thought of laziness. So before thought work and life coaching totally changed my life, I struggled taking a sick day from work when I was really sick. I was so sick that I just laid on the couch and watched fucking Hallmark movies all day because I had no energy. I was really legitimately very sick. And I was sitting there on the couch and I gave myself a panic attack because I was so stressed out by sitting there and doing nothing and feeling like a lazy piece of shit. That's where I was. Not healthy at all. That's what holding on to this hardworking Capricorn mentality does to you. My dog is barking. I don't know if the ones who are just listening to this on audio can hear him, but he is barking right now like an asshole. I'm actually shocked. It's been so quiet since I recorded this. Everyone's home, obviously. I lost my train of thought. Right. Laziness. It's a thought. It's totally a thought. You aren't inherently good or bad if you choose to do nothing all day long. And that has been such an indulgence that I've learned to enjoy. Doing nothing all day long and not beating myself up for it. It's taken a very long time. I'm going to murder that dog. I think he's finally done. Nope, he's not done barking. I'm going to kill him. Chewbacca, quiet. I love my dog. I love my dog. I love my dog. Okay. Anyways. Shut up. Get in here. Come on. my dog. I mean, I seriously do. He's the only male so far who has survived every cut, which is why he is my soulmate. You gotta live forever, Chewy. Anyways, I remember my train of thought now. It's been such an indulgence to learn how to do nothing for an entire day. Like truly nothing. Today isn't even one of those days for me because I did do the dishes. I did eventually clean the kitchen, and there is a second load of laundry going right now. But I have had days when my kids were with their dad, where I was just so fucking tired that I did nothing. I just sat my ass on the couch and I read a book all day long. And then I took a nap when I was tired, and then I got up and had some coffee and read some more, journaled a bit. Maybe I went on a walk, but probably not. And like not feeling like a piece of shit afterwards, because you guys, that's huge for me. Huge. And I know that it would be huge for you. And I want you guys to experience that, to experience the freedom of your worth not being tied up in your productivity anymore, in your value as a person, not being tied up in checking shit off your stupid to-do list. Okay? Because it's not. You are worthy, inherently worthy of love and of happiness just for existing. Just for existing, just for waking up with breath in your lungs makes you worthy. It makes you valuable. Period. You don't have to do anything to earn it. You can't earn it. And once you let that go, it just takes such a weight off of your shoulders. And you can just have a whole day where your kids have unlimited screen time and you get to just sit and read a book, or you have unlimited screen time, like whatever the fuck is your jam. Like just laze about, have a family lazy day. Why not? Everybody's fucking tired. Just rest. Just rest and reset and be okay in the mess, because you're going to fix it tomorrow anyways. And if you don't fix it tomorrow or the next day, like whatever, it doesn't matter. Eventually you'll get a handle on it, and then it'll go back to being a mess, and then you'll get a handle on it, and then it'll be a mess, because that's just the cycle of life, and especially of having kids in your house. They're messy, and it's okay. You still get to have a lazy Sunday, even if your house is a mess, even if you have kids, even if you have young kids, especially if you have young kids, please, please give yourself a fucking break. I see so many moms on Instagram killing themselves with toddlers trying to keep their house clean. Stop it. Stop it now. It's impossible. They are just hurricanes of disastrous, epic mess. And they're assholes too. It's very draining having a toddler in a house. Just step over the mess to the couch and fucking sit down and just be okay. They won't be toddlers forever. It feels like it. It honestly feels like they'll be toddlers forever, but they're not. They won't be toddlers forever. Pretty soon, you'll be able to just say, yeah, it's Saturday night. I don't care if you guys hang out, just be quiet and don't wake me up. And they'll put themselves to sleep. It happens. It happened to me last night and it was beautiful. And I want that for all of you too. My youngest is 6. Okay. She's in kindergarten. It's right around the corner for you. Even if you have a 3-year-old, 3 more years. Okay. It's going to happen. Be okay with the mess and still give yourself a break. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, I think I covered it all, even without looking at my notes. The one thing I did put on here that I guess I'll mention is main thought work trick. It's not a problem. That has become like my go-to with anything dealing with my kids, any drama that comes up with just the stress of being a mom, finding myself getting overwhelmed, take a step back and be like, it's not a problem. It's not a problem that they're fighting. They're siblings. Of course they're going to fight. It's not a problem. It's not a problem that the house is a mess. My kids are very creative, and creativity is messy. It's not a problem that we've all been on our devices all day long today, because I was in the bath for I don't know how long, but I had to refill it with hot water twice because I was in there for so long, and it was glorious. I insist every mom have the ability to do that if you want. I know some people aren't bath people, and that's fine. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. Because if you can get to the point where you actually believe that, you don't stress about all the stupid shit anymore. So to keep myself from rambling, I'm going to cut it here. Just remember, it's not a problem. Are you living your best wild one life? You're not? Why the fuck not? What are you waiting for? The time to live is now, mama. Click the link in my show notes to set up your free 30-minute coaching and consultation so you can experience how life coaching can change your life. You've put yourself off long enough. It's time to pour into you. Join the community of Fuck It Moms by following me on Instagram and Facebook at Fuck It Mothering. That's fuck without the U. So FCK It Mothering. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you never miss your weekly encouragement. And please rate, review, comment, and share. All of these things help with the algorithms, so that way when other overwhelmed moms are looking for encouragement, they can find me. Every month, I give away one of my favorite books to a lucky winner. All you have to do to enter is write a review or tag me in social media when you share an episode. See you next Sunday, gorgeous.